Hi, I'm Bill Gottlieb, and whenever I tune into Actors Reporter, I thank goodness that I'm going to see Kurt Kelly.
Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. at AFM 2012, which is actually, it started 32 years ago when you were just born, and has actually had 33, because they did two the first year. I just found that out a little while ago.
First year we were here, Kurt, there were two of them, and this is actually our 10th.
You've been doing this since childhood?
Well,
Bill,
yeah,
by the way, I forgot to mention, from Gorrilla Pictures, who we saw here last year, but you've been doing this 33 shows now?
No.
Okay.
We've been 10 in all. But the first year we had two exhibitions.
Really?
Yeah, I think one was, it was like February and then back in November. And we're fortunate to be here, a whole bunch of them later.
Now, what has happened over the period you've done it, which is about a third of the total? What has changed with AFM?
You know, digital. The world has changed from the standpoint of transactional, digital, streaming, some of the service providers. That's probably been the biggest change. Shift to high definition.
Right.
Now everything's got to be 1920 by 1080p.
DVD's going the way of 8-tracks.
It is, and we've seen a lot of technological changes, but the truth is, right back to the beginning, you know, story, content is the top deal, along with names. I think you need more power in names than ever before.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely, because there's less shelf space.
So before, where you might have gotten away with a C-list cast, if you will, but had a good story, now you actually need at least a B cast to even get attention.
Well, you really need the A cast. I mean, as much as you can get in there, as much hook, and then pacing. You know, we talked about it last time around.
Yes.
If it's well paced, action works because it's got that pacing element to it. If it's just talking heads, it will not work. Very fortunately, we've established ongoing relationships with some folks in both China and Russia. In China,
huge markets.
And some really good folks we've been able to work with over there. Shanghai Hippo Animation Company.
Right.
They needed some assistance. Asked if we would help them with sound design, hard effects, backgrounds, Foley, do mixes here in Chinese, which are released in China.
I didn't even know you spoke Chinese.
Only on Wednesdays.
Okay, good. Yeah, that'll be a couple of days from now. Good.
We have folks that do.
Shishi.
Yes, indeed. and then they'll be released through China Film Group there.
Yes.
They come back. We do some editorial on the pictures, do syllabic lip sync, so it looks like those words were born in the character's
that's
mouths.
a new word for my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Syllabic
date.
lip sync. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, indeed. And what's the dictionary definition of that? No, go ahead.
Well, it just means that when they speak, it looks like those same words should have been there. Exactly. So we do English language, do new
So
mixes.
you're taking their films, making them into English as well as other languages.
Correct, but initially English because it's that international language, and then we release them here in North America and throughout the world.
Where do you see your company growing over the next few years?
You know what we're doing right now? We have extended some of our own efforts into other parts of the world. I'll tell you more specifics on that.
Okay.
Actual production, both in animation and live action. We see clearly that we have to be involved, as we always have been, in the actual production of it at some level.
Co-productions or productions?
Co-productions.
Okay.
And bringing what we know best, and that is how to give a motion picture good solid pacing, give it the time to really develop the story. So you've got to have a good script on the front end.
How many pieces of the puzzle do you want to see when somebody comes to you?
Typically, my preference is to develop it from the beginning.
So
all
from
the
an
way
outline
through.
or a full script?
That's my favorite.
Really?
Now, if it's a script, a writer-director. I will not work with, this is Leroy, the writer, and let's find a director. Doesn't work.
Get those all the time.
Oh, and the problem with that is the old line, who wrote this piece of crap? It's too easy to come up with that line.
Right.
The director, if he or she wrote the script, and that individual is taking responsibility for it, I certainly take responsibility.
Right.
We all need to get in there and do the best work we can and shake it up, see what happens.
Fabulous. Congratulations on
hey,
another
Kurt,
great
thank you.
success. I'm Kurt Kelly for Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. We are at Gorrilla Pictures, and we'll be back with more from AFM 2012 in just a moment.